Welcome to the Clonestar Podcast, where we explore the stories, characters, and creators shaping Star Trek's newest eras, one warp-powered conversation at a time. I'm your host, Jodi Pickens, and today we're continuing our Women of Strange New Worlds series with a look at the pilot who brings heart, humor, swagger, and instinct to the bridge of the Enterprise, Lieutenant Erica Ortegas. And joining me today is someone who embodies Trek fandom at full impulse. Giraffe is a standout Star Trek cosplayer and fan creator whose screen-accurate builds, character performances, and multi-fandom presence have made her a recognizable force at conventions and across the online Trek community. She's also a podcaster with Strange New Pod, where she brings sharp analysis, fearless debates, and a drive to challenge how we think about Trek, not just as a show, but as a cultural force. A self-described Tal Shiar dropout, she's also a classicist and multilingual educator who blends fandom, history, language, and identity into every discussion she touches. Whether she's stitching a uniform, speaking on a panel, or breaking down a character arc, she brings passion, precision, and unapologetic Trek energy. And I'm so excited to have her here today. So buckle in, check your nav controls, because today we fly the ship. Giraffe, welcome.
Thank you. Wow, that bio was so. Can I get it to what to put it in my press kit?
We can put it on a shirt for you. That would be great.
Wow, this is better than the one I have in my own paperwork. Thank you so much.
Well, it's all true. I think you have a great presence in the fandom and a necessary voice.
Thank you so much. I try my best.
Good. Plus. I have to, give you a plug, but you were great about giving some fashion recognition to the season 3 of Strange New Worlds that just happened, because there was some really good stuff there fashion-wise, and I thought it was a lot of fun. I'm not a fashion person. I am a t-shirt kid. That's just who I am. But it was so great to see you make those connections for people to the show.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm wearing a Janeway shirt, Replicator coffee. Love a good t-shirt, but I'm always I like to show that fashion is also art. It doesn't mean you need to own it. It doesn't mean you need to wear it, but recognizing the aesthetic in what we wear is so interesting. And Bernadette Kraft is doing an amazing job.
Oh my gosh.
On Worlds. Yeah.
The costuming.
A great person. So
yeah, good. That's great to hear. We love hearing that. That's fantastic. Yeah, there's so much to what we see on these shows, right? Mm-hmm. And costuming, I think, has just become more and more elevated as we've advanced through the Trek eras. And so that's probably a whole other discussion in and of itself right there. So
anytime you tell me.
All right, I'm going to make note. How long
do you have?
Do a 12-part series on fashion and Trek. It'll be great. I'm just going to kick us off with just a fun kind of bonus question here. But if Ortegas could name a shuttle after herself, what do you think she would call it?
Ooh.
Would it be like the USS Snark or the USS Handle It, or maybe even the USS I Fly the Ship?
I think she would go for something a little bit, historical, that a great female explorer or astronaut I think we already have the USS Jemison, but I think we already have the USS Earhart, but something like this. I think she would go for one of those, women who was a sniper during the war, some. I don't have names right now. Right. I'm not a war buff, but something like this. I think she
maybe part of the French Resistance, someone like that who is
yes.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
I think
I agree with that.
Go for the hero of who rises to the occasion, and I think that would match. She's also a war hero, right? We know that from Strange New World, so I think she would go try to do her hat down,
little
somebody
nod
from the past.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that. That fits her persona, I do believe, too. I think that would be very much her. She is grounded, isn't she, in a way? There is that to her, even though we don't always see that from her, but there is some grounding to it. She is plays a unique role in Trek as a helm officer, and we've really kind of been gifted a lot of great helm officers across Trek. But they all seem to have a very unique personality and a lot of maybe some similar personality traits along the way. But this one for Ortegas, she's the one driving the flagship, with the Enterprise. So there comes some extra pressure there, maybe. but she's yes. But she's confident. She's funny. She's tactical, but she's also deeply loyal and kind of in her own way iconic and sets herself apart. And I really think, her personality that she brings is rare in a Trek, helmsman role.
I think the role of the helmsman has changed a lot in Star Trek. It has grown. Well, we have Sulu, right, who was one of the main crew. But if you look at TOS, there's always, I like that, there's how fans remember TOS, and then there's what is actually in TOS. So, like, characters like Sulu and Uhura, for example, are not in every episode. Right. There are like full bunch of episodes where they're not here because they're filming something else. And I think that they occupy a big place in our hearts. So we want to be for them to be like more there, more vocal, having more lines. But it's not really true.
Right?
And I think we really have to wait TNG to have really like those like bridge crew that are here every episode almost. And I mean, who's the helmsman of TNG? Sometimes it's Data, sometimes like...
Right, that was kind of a passing of the guard, wasn't it?
Right, yeah. And I think we really have to wait for Tom Paris to really be like the helmsman of the pilot. And there we have like the archetype of the pilot that we're going to see, the helmsman that we're going to see in the rest of Trek, like a little bit of the wild child.
Yes.
But also great strategist, great reflex, somebody that also knows that they have the life of everybody's on board at their fingertip. And we see also the pressure that can be with Detmer in Discovery. Mm-hmm. And I think that Ortegas is really the products of like the crafting of an archetype of the helmsman in Star Trek, which is, I think, also inspired from pilots in the Air Force, because Roddenberry was a pilot, right? Mm-hmm. And, he crashed in the middle of the Syrian desert. You know that story, right?
Yes.
He like almost died like several times. And I think there is something about having helmsmen that are also war heroes, that are also, a little bit troubled, a little bit going through things, having baggage, because I feel that's also something that Roddenberry tried to put in Star Trek, that kind of I know Star Trek is not a military show, but
but there are elements. Yes.
Yes, like the pilot from I live in a very military place. Heavily military. and sometimes I recognize, that archetype of the pilot in the Air Force, which is not really the Top Gun pilot that you see, but more the helmsman of Star Trek,
Yes.
So I like that Ortega said it became more and more faceted through the seasons.
Yes. I mean, I agree with you, because I do think that she has really kind of helped redefine what that helmsman is in this modern era of Trek. Mm-hmm. And I do think it's been for the better. It's like you said, stabilized the role a bit, like we haven't seen before. I was thinking, because you asked about who was the helmsman on TNG, but Wesley was at that role a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
He was never called no. I fly the Enterprise person,
Right.
I think we really had to wait. Yeah, Tom Paris.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
And then Detmer, who is the helmsman of Discovery, right? She is the one who flies the ship. Like,
right.
Always.
Absolutely.
So, and even if I love Detmer, but she kind of faded into the background by the end, and I didn't get like as much, screen time than Ortega's got. So, and I think Ortega's got screen time because also the fans yelled a lot.
Yes, I agree, and I'm not mad about it.
No. Always here. What is it? Mortegas, right?
Ortegas.
Yeah.
I was right there chanting it with everybody. I'm glad to see that, and we'll talk about this obviously, but that her character is really taking a big step forward into that. Mm-hmm. I mean, yes, is she a part of the main cast? Absolutely. But we're getting more screen time from Ortegas, and it was definitely needed and appreciated.
I know that people are going to yell at me because I realized I forgot one of the important announcements. I just realized. But in Enterprise,
yes, yeah,
Mayweather is also, but he doesn't have that archetype. That's what I meant to say. He doesn't have the military kind of like background. He's like a freighter. He grew up on freighters, and is more a pilot of ships than more of like, military ships. So I think he has a different archetype in itself. And I don't think DS9, they're going to be like, talk about DS9. But I don't think DS9 has a houseman.
No, I mean, basically any of them were flying something at some point in time in DS9. And really a lot more Kira and Jadzia, truthfully, than you see anybody else. But yes, But you're right. Mayweather was very different.
And I love Anthony Montgomery. And I feel like he should have been... Hot take, he should have been the captain of the Enterprise.
Just saying.
He's the only one who does know space. They don't know space. He grew up in space.
Right.
So I think he did a great job with like what he was given on that show. So big up to Anthony Montgomery and Mayweather in Enterprise. Yeah.
Absolutely. So with Ortegas, because like you said, I compare her a lot to Paris too from Voyager. But do you think with her humor is a shield or an energy source, or does it become like a leadership tool for her?
Okay, so I grew up, I'm from a medical family, and my parents were field doctors.
Oh, okay.
Which is,
yes.
You see Bones, you see Dr. Tiana, you see what's her face in TNG? What's her name?
Crusher, Dr.
No,
Crusher.
not Crusher, the other one, Pulaski.
Oh, Pulaski, yes.
Yeah, yes. Pulaski. Those are field doctors. So I grew up with these people. And I feel that every profession, every like job that has this facing of death and danger and being like always on your toes, they have an insane humor because you need to, not cope, because I don't think it's a coping mechanism, but it's just a way for you to stay sane when you see crazy thing all the time and have so much life and days responsibility on your hand. I feel that those people have really whack humor. And I think Ortegas is more of this. I think it comes from a place of, we can die at any time. And I'm the one who like gonna make sure that does not happen. So, what is life?
Right.
Are like things comes and go. And I think it gives you kind of a levity when you have that much responsibility on what you do all the time. So I don't think it's a coping mechanism. I think it comes from the job. And I feel like a lot of like also, pilots and people who have like, seen combat or like they have a weird humor.
They do. And timing wise, it like is always a strange moment when that comes up. I think of it a little bit like a shield. Like you're still in it, you're still in the battle, but you're just kind of like breaking what's going on around you for a moment to...
It's also being hyper focused. If you're being hyper focused on something, you need to take the gravity out of it.
Yes.
So you don't freak out.
Yes.
Like I don't know if you met surgeons, but like same.
Right.
Like they're gonna listen to like banger music when they're doing like open heart surgery.
Right.
And I think it comes with like an ability of staying calm and staying focused.
Yes.
I don't know if people who listen to this are actually in this field. I would really like to know because I am not.
Right. No.
I just grew up with a lot of field doctors, like a lot. Both my parents and all their friends were Doctor Without Borders, so I grew up with like a lot of weird humor around me.
It's not a bad thing, though. I don't think it's
no, it's not. But they don't take a lot of things seriously outside of what they do,
what they have to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them for that. I think that's, like you said, I think it is a foundation of calm that, that's what grounds them. And I'm okay with it. I like too, because with Ortegas, a lot of the time while she's in an intense situation trying to maneuver through some asteroid field or debris field or whatever, and it's always the little, especially in the first and second seasons, these little quiet side comments kind of under her breath that she'll throw at Pike or somebody else, or even if she's talking to herself. And
and it's always when she's intensely focused, right?
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
Completely. Like she's hunched over that helm control. And I find it very Melissa Navia does it fantastically. She just really portrays that so well. I think too, her humor leads to kind of her sense of found family that she has with the crew. I think it's the way she connects to people, I think especially in the first season. But I'm wondering how you feel about her interactions with Pike and Una, and how they reflect on her role in the crew.
I think that for me in Strange New World, there was always a lack of connection backstory for all of those that I think would have made a bit more sense, especially for a non-legacy character like Ortegas. Like, I know what's the deal with the others. I know how they got there. Like, we get, for example, Uhura, how she's building all her, relationships. Yes. And so you understand the foundation of how, like, she got, close to Spock, to Chapelle and all this. So I feel that for certain characters, you get all this. For Ortegas, I don't know how long she's been there. I don't know. Was she chosen by Pac? Was she here under April? Like, there is a lot of things that I kind of miss in the how their connection was built. And I think that especially for the non-legacy character, those would have been also interesting backstory to get.
Yes.
We have the first day on the Enterprise of Spock, right. Which is Q&A. First Star Trek ever having a score composed by a woman, which is Nami Melumed, by the way.
Nice.
Fun fact. We had to wait for Q&A.
Love her work. Love her work. Yeah. But yes, that is too long of a wait.
I feel that there is always a kind of it's a double-edged sword. Like, there is the thing of, like, they are the superior officers on the Enterprise. But we see that there is kind of a connection with all of them, but also I miss, like, in season 1 they started to develop like a real friendship between Una and Ortegas, and then it kind of went away. Right. We didn't explore that more. Even in the Elysian Kingdom, there was kind of like an romance happening.
Right.
Question mark. Well, in the head of Rukia, right? In the made up fan fiction of Rukia. But, I was like, if the kid is like seeing that, is that, there's a deep friendship here.
Yes.
So I kind of missed that character development we got more in season 1, and like a relationship building, which is what I really like. Yeah. And they did service to the I mean, we spent so much time looking at the relationship of Spock. I would have loved to like get a little bit more Ortegas, for example.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I think goes back to us, saying like what fans really wanted more of her character during that, after that first season. Like I think we wanted to learn more about who she was and where she came from, and what she was thinking.
The war stories, like everybody's like, "You're a war hero." It's like, what happened? Tell me.
Tell us. I agree. Yeah. I absolutely agree. I do think that, I think in the first season they definitely give us a sense of there's a casual camaraderie amongst Ortegas and her relationships with the like Pike and Una and those the commanders of that ship. But I think too, like you said, we miss a lot of nuance. We want that backstory so we can understand
building blocks. More. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, actually, I realized that because she fought during the Klingon War. She was not on the Enterprise because the Enterprise didn't fight the war. So she's a new addition, technically.
Yes.
Ish. So yeah, same. Like, how did she get into the crew? And I suppose you're versed in Star Trek Con, but I like that in Star Trek Con, like the audio series.
Yes.
Marla MacGyver talks about how she was not accepted into the ship, and she was kind of transparent, and nobody kind of paid attention to her. And I thought it opened a whole thing to me, being like, oh yeah, there's a lot of people on that ship, and like maybe some of them don't really develop relationship with each other. And I think we see it a little bit in Voyager, like these like kind of people who like stay on their side and not talking to. But Ortegas has this relationship because she's on the bridge, right?
Right.
So how does that come to be? And I feel that her character could have a whole spin-off that I would watch avidly.
Absolutely. Yes.
Give Melissa Navia more work. Star Trek. Let's go.
We got to write Kurtzman or somebody. We got to let him know. Yeah, I would watch that too. And I think, you were talking earlier about how we, as a fandom, kind of have built up more what the role of Sulu and Uhura in the original series. But we've also had a series of movies, a vast world of Star Trek literature that has built these characters up. And I think over the decades, we have just, put them in a place where they were more involved than they actually were.
So
in those
much fan
episodes.
fiction.
So much fan fiction, which is fantastic. Like, keep doing that, fan fiction writers.
Yeah, I'm the curator of everything Uhura, as you know. I can tell you I have a lot of fan fiction in here.
You've got
it's like the Library of Alexandria fan fiction.
I think that you should put that on your bio. That needs to be.
Yeah,
absolutely. But I hope we see more of that with characters especially like Ortegas. I was thinking just now of James Swallow wrote a novel last year for Star Trek, and Toward the Night, where it's Ortegas focused. And it's a good novel, and it's a good story, and you get a little insight into her as a person. And we want more of that. We want more Ortega stories on screen, in books, everywhere.
And also audio dramas. Audio dramas are great because they can hire the actor, and it's always work. I'm always like, books are great. I love authors. It's happy birthday, Una McCormack. It's her birthday today.
Oh yes.
But I feel that there's also that thing in Star Trek that the actor becomes kind of the character and vice versa. You know what I mean? And I feel that Ortegas now is Melissa Navia. There's no moving this, right?
No.
And I feel that audio dramas with like people's voice, and like Melissa has such a distinctive voice.
Yes.
I would listen to 10 episodes of this. And also they're less expensive than TV to make and easier to make. Go.
Right.
Let's go.
More audio. Okay, another note for Kurtzman. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Audio dramas.
Right. More audio dramas. I agree. I totally agree. I loved Star Trek Con, and I hope we get more of audio dramas for Trek, because it's fun and it fits the genre very well.
Yeah.
Before we get into talking about episodes specific to Ortegas, I wonder if Ortegas were to race against another ship, which one would she love to race against more? Do you think it might be the Defiant? Come on, or the Protostar? Or here's one, La Serena.
Ooh, I think La Serena. You know
think
why?
So too.
Because we didn't talk about this, but also Ortegas is the first helmsman who's Latina. And there's not a lot of Latina representation. And when I say Latina, I mean, there is Hispanic representation, like with Rios, right? You have people speaking Spanish, but women are always something like, you know what I mean? People are always telling me, oh, Bellona Torres. Okay. But Bellona Torres, it was not part of her character.
Not at all.
She was Latina. Her main problem is that she was biracial and she couldn't cope, and the writers couldn't cope with this. So, but it was all about her being like, I have Klingon,
Right.
But I feel that Hispanic representation, Latina representation in Star Trek has been lacking. Like, South Asian representation also. Now that has been way better thanks to shows like Discovery or, but I feel that we had to wait now, basically, to have Khan be actually South Asian.
Right. Absolutely.
Just FYI, 2025 people. Okay. So
we've struggled a bit with that infinite diversity and infinite combinations.
Right. And I think that having a character, a woman speaking in Spanish in Star Trek was really cool. And yeah, so I would like some kind of Rios Ortegas banter.
That would
I
be
think
fun.
that would be super cool. Yeah.
Yes, it would.
You said the Defiant, I was like, ooh, the Defiant. And then you said Protostar, it's like, ooh, the Protostar. And then you were saying, I was like, okay, wait a minute, this is the right answer. Yeah. I know it meant a lot to some of our patrons and listeners when, she spoke in Spanish on the show. And yeah, I think it's important.
I do too. I think it's very important. And I agree. I think La Serena is absolutely the answer. So there were some really standout episodes for Ortegas. Not enough of them, in our opinion, I think, right? But Memento Mori from season 1 was episode 4. We really got to see what she was made of from a tactical standpoint and kind of calm that she brings to what she's doing as she was flying during the Gorn attack on that episode. And I feel, and I'm wondering if you feel this way too, but I kind of feel in that episode is where we got the foundation of that whole I fly the ship mentality and mantra. Like we kind of begin to see those like building blocks.
Yeah, I feel that I became interested in Ortegas actually season 1 when we could see the duality of the character between like that I fly the ship, I'm an incredible helmsman, right? And I know what I do, and I'm ready to do crazy things. It's a bit a la Wesley,
Yes.
A la Tom Paris also.
Tom Paris, yes, yeah.
But also you have Inequality of Mercy, where we see that she has a big issue with the enemy, so that there is something about her that, I don't want to say is bigoted because, but it's the reference to the Balance of Terror. I was like, bigotry has no place on my bridge. And she does the line of that character. And I thought it was suddenly, ooh, what are we dealing with here? Like, what is going on with this character? So I was a bit thrown off when like they angled her, one or I fly the ship and that's all, or like I have a problem with things and that's all. And again, I feel like this is a character that was portrayed since the beginning as a very complex character, and then they never kind of nailed it together until the Gorn episode, which is 309, right?
Right.
And I was like,
yes,
I don't know what to do with this character until now.
Right.
And I feel that, people who define themselves only by what they do are hiding a lot.
Yes. So well said.
We're not only what we do. You're not a tool.
No. Nice. Yes.
In all the meaning.
On all the meanings. Yes.
But you're not a tool. You do not exist only by what you do for people around you. It is an important thing. Like I would say, I am a teacher, but this is not only what I am, because then when you stop doing the thing because you get old or you get injured or whatever, then what are you? And identity is more than this.
Do you think she compartmentalizes? That's like we're seeing that of her in that first season, because we do, like you said, we see these glimpses of, she's still that warrior, military war hero mentality because she's angry at the enemy.
I think the show compartmentalizes her.
Yes. Now that I
don't know that
with.
She does. Like, I think that if the character compartmentalizes themselves as like, I exist through what I feel, people think I'm useful for them, it's highly problematic. Think about it. Like, I only define myself on how I'm useful to you or how you see my value. Then that's where I put my value too. I'm like, then explore it. Tell me more.
Right.
Where are we going with this? Why is she only saying I fly the ship? Why is she not? She's a sister. She's also a friend. She's also, she has a mechanical passion. Very Tom Paris again.
Right.
Change the world, please. Come on. Like,
I really think there is a very big commonality between Paris and Ortegas.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, he deals with, his frustrations with Starfleet and getting kicked out and joining Maquis and not even being successful there. I mean, he had his own baggage to bring.
But see,
Voyager.
Also, Voyager has 7 seasons of 24 episodes and some.
Thank you. Yes, that was my next.
And I feel that Paris starts with the I'm the bad boy. I'm the bad boy. I'm only the bad boy.
Yes.
And then Janeway really breaks him into you're more than that.
Yes.
You're brilliant. You're a good friend. You're important to people. And then there's the love story with B'Elanna, and I feel that it goes out of that. This is how people see me, so that's what I'm gonna give them. To like become an act, like to show people how complex everybody is. Complex. Everybody has a lot of things going on. So I think that in the first season when we see Ortegas having friendship and flying the ship, but also having like issues with the Gorn, the Romulans, like having this kind of like hot-headed, the enemy I must shoot. I'm like, no. Nobody in Star Trek is that simple. So there's more there. I know there's more. And I want to know what it is. And we see it a little bit more, I think, in season 3, where they do explore her.
Yes.
I do like the mantra, I fly the ship, because it sounds cool. But also, I feel, as a woman, it's always problematic when we define women only by how they're useful to others. When we have such, I don't know, if I forgot everything, what would be the last thing that I would keep in me? I don't know, that would be my job.
Right.
I know it's more than a job for Ortegas, but my job is more than a job for me too. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes.
So I thought it was interesting how people were so into it. I think because it sounds cool.
It does, but I do think too, I liked it because it was a grounding point for her. Like when all else was forgotten, literally, like that was what she could remember. This, like the core of what I do here is this. Is she more than that? Absolutely, because she was the only one who could remember what she was supposed to do. So that says a lot about her
it's not cool for the beta shift and the delta shift to also fly the ship, Ortegas.
Right. But she's the one. She's the one.
She's the only one. Alpha shift. I'm sure lower deckers have opinion about this.
Thank goodness for the Lower Decks animated series and everything it made real for all of us. I really appreciate it for that. So in contrast, you talked about this a little bit earlier too, but the Elysian Kingdom from also season 1, episode 8, that we really kind of, Ortegas is an armored knight and is bold and theatrical and fully committed to that persona. But is it a peek into something deeper within her? Is it a little flair for the dramatic, excuse me? And I think it also touches on her loyalty.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite episodes. I think of not all time, but like close. I really love, first of all, the like how it hooks back to DS9. I thought was beautiful and so well done. I think it's an episode about grief and letting go, which Star Trek usually doesn't necessarily do great, but like that is very well done. I've cried all the tears of my body when he says goodbye to his daughter. It was a very, and the costumes. I mean, we know. Incredible costumes.
Incredible.
So I like to think that this episode is kind of multi-layered, and it's not as simple as what you can read at the first the first time you watch it. It's written by Akila Cooper. What's her name? Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that you can read this as how those characters show up to the Nebula, who sees everything kind of like in depth.
Right.
The Nebula, she's gonna be a she because I've decided the Nebula is a she. But the Nebula only sees the pain of Rukia, sees the grief of the father, right? But also see Spock and Hammer as a wizard, you know, because they're scientists, right? Uhura is a queen. For sure she's the queen.
For sure.
Any questions? You know that inside she's like, our mantra is like, I am Uhura and I'm a queen. I am Uhura and I'm a queen. You know, I'm sure she says that every morning.
Absolutely.
Right? And I feel that, what's her name? Chapel is the witch, the herborist, with all the remedies and so on. Because, she's always cooking.
Right.
So I do think that the episode speak of the core or like something into the character. Like, even Pike, if you think about Pike, he's kind of like unsure of himself deep inside him because he knows, his future and all this.
Right.
And I know that he feels kind of not like a fraud, but like tormented by like, what should I do? How should I do it? Maybe it's wrong. Maybe I should do that. And I think that's what you see in the character, who's like becomes an evil, evil jester. But I think it was really interesting to see them like, how maybe Rukia sees a glimpse of them. Because I think that she all knew them at some point or another. But I feel that when Ortegas came, I was like, yes! Yes! Wait, and her lover is Una? Yes! Give me more! Like, she was so badass. Oh, I'm sorry, can I swear?
Yeah. You can, absolutely. Absolutely. We are a swearing zone here, so feel free.
Yeah, but like, she's so like amazing. Like you're like, wow, I will follow you into battle, She's giving that kind of like dark paladin kind of like
nice, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it speak to who she is in the core, at the core. Also how Rukia sees her as a protective person, somebody who would take care of the other, somebody who will fight for the other. And somebody who's was given an oath, and ready to go into battle for her people. And I think that's great. No, I think it does speak to Ortegas, to a point when Una is like kind of Robin Hood-esque character, right?
Yes.
Because we learn also that she has all that backstory with being an Illyrian and and kind of like fending for a lost cause or like an unseen cause or like being set apart. I think it works great. I'm certain that talks to who Ortega was. Then they forget all about it and did something else. But I like that a lot.
I do too. It's like you said, that is an episode that is worth several rewatches because there's a lot of character arc in those in that one episode.
And we talked a lot. So beautiful.
Oh, come on. It's just good. Just good rating. We talked about Among the Lotus Eaters from season 2, episode 4, which was I think that was really kind of the first time we saw a more focused story on Ortegas in the series.
Yeah.
So
and they forget everything.
And then they forget everything.
So they don't tell us anything.
Right. But she was on screen more and we took it. And so, I mean, we'll take a nugget. This is a streaming era. So we're like, what, 10 episodes if we're lucky, right? So I'll take it.
Give me more.
Give me more.
Can I have more?
Just a little bit. That's all we got. But I think what really propelled her storyline was in this last season, season 3, episode 9, Terrarium. We really see her take center stage in a moral and emotional kind of pressure cooker of a story. And I think I don't know if we were prepared for it, to be honest with you, but I'm glad we had it. But the story really forces her to choose between kind of her loyalty and her instinct and her training kind of protocol, do you think?
I don't think it's a quick. So these episodes totally come out of the left field for me because like they had not done like character like development or out of like Spock.
right.
And I mean, and Uhura here and there a little bit, we had for sure Una, with Adastra Peraspera, sorry. I'm a Latin teacher. See that? Great. And then hire me. And I feel that the Ortegas episode I had given up personally. I was like, they're never going to give me that Ortegas episode.
Right.
And then it showed up and I was like, wow, that is such a different episode from everything else they've done.
Yes.
Because it's just her, right?
Right.
And I was like, this is great. And Melissa Navia delivered. Oh my God. She was telling us that most of the time she played to an empty puppet.
Right.
Because the guy was too hot inside. So they had to like get him in and out. So she actually playing to nothing, And I'm like, this is so good because she really gets us through all the emotion of like what the character is going through. And I think Ortegas is very smart. We all agree on this. Like, she's wickedly smart. And for sure she's scared. I mean, you're like somewhere in the dead planet and you have a giant lizard that eat people. Like, you're not gonna be dumb and be, yeah, friend. So I really like that she goes through it, right? She like
yes.
She's like, okay, I don't want to die. I don't want to be an idiot, but also, is it my only way of survival? And I feel the whole thing going, with Sigourney. We call her Sigourney. Sigourney. The whole.
I love it. I'm going to fully support that. Yes.
Thank you. So the whole thing with Sigourney, right, is like kind of why I watch Star Trek, which is culture in contact, is how we meet each other through, differences and cultural, cultural differences, but also how I can still understand you because, well, for us, you're still a human being and there's something that makes us the same, right? But like doing that with a Gorn is like, it's Star Trek, right? It's like, oh, we're able to do that with every human now. Nobody's questioning this. So easy. So now let's do it with giant reptiles. And also, I was kind of mad that, Star Trek in Strange New World, Starfleet, sorry, in Strange New World was never, maybe we're gonna talk with them, maybe we're gonna see what they want, like, no, it's like, bouncer, let's shoot them down, pam, yes. Which is not Star Trek, it's like, what happens? Where's diplomacy? Give me a political episode. Like, I want, like, Picard negotiating with a weird giant lizard. Like, that's what I like in Star Trek. So, I love that our political episode, quotation mark, was with Ortegas. I was like, yes, this is so interesting because this is bonding on something else than just, I know the law and you're people, it was like something that was more, well, I'm the helmsman, I fly the ship, I'm the person who's here and do a job every day. And has been on the receiving end of the fire, has been on like with the duty of saving everybody, and now I'm the one who's taking the step to actually understand the enemy, which is a great, track to what happened in season 1.
Right.
So I was like, wait, we're so back.
All in one episode, right?
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, wait a minute. They remembered season 1. This is so cool. And I think that, it's not a matter of her forgetting her, to come back to your question, sorry. It's not a matter of her. forgetting her training or going. I think it's just being smart and being a survivalist, like being, I'm gonna make it through. Because we all want to make it through. You know what I mean? It's all we're all gonna be like, oh yeah, we're gonna try to talk to the lizard. So I think it's just a testament to also, Ortegas. Yes, she's the helmsman, but she's also Starfleet. And that's what Starfleet does, and that's what Starfleet should have been doing for some time. But then the end of the episode.
Yeah, right. I know.
No
got
comment.
what we got. No comment. We'll move on. Right.
Well, I feel the end of the episode would have been a great opportunity for Ortegas to actually explore even more of the character. Like, I was kind of like taken aback that there's no conversation post that there's no Ortegas and Lon, one room, just fist. Let's see. Let's rumble. I watched that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, all my money's on Ortegas. But I was like, oh, the exploration of a character like could have gone even one more step. Because we know, especially in season 3, she had all those emotional issues, and all the, going against order and lying about things to have that thrill,
Right.
And I felt like, oh, we were so like, so close of like having some good conversation, especially with Lan. I thought it was like, oh, the perfect character because Lan does not back down. And I'm like,
right.
Yes. She's hot-headed also, like, yes. Ortega. So I'm like, that would have been such. I needed half an hour more.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. We didn't get that. It's not closure, but we needed just the story to advance with her story. Like, where did that leave her when she came back to the ship? Right.
Yeah.
I do feel that the story maybe got past that kind of war hero mentality that she has for herself. Like, we saw through that a little bit, and she was able to maybe drop that guard a little bit in this interaction with Sigourney, as you said.
Sigourney, yes.
Sigourney, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think we see her soften, that persona a bit. But it, like you said, it always falls back to her relying on the core of who she is and her belief in Starfleet.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think she relied upon that, and that it was her being smart. But yeah, we did need that conversation with Lon. That was her loyalty to her crewmates, her friends, is a big part of who she is. And that whole episode questioned that for her.
But also, she is not somebody who usually doesn't say what she thinks.
Right.
So I'm like, we have this whole like emotional roller coaster where you see her open, you see her see actually that curiosity that is in her, that she joined Starfleet not to go to war. I'm pretty sure like none of them do that. Like it's Mariner, right, who says like, I wanted to explore, I wanted to see the galaxy, and then they had me fight, and I feel that that's really the story of Ortegas, and then in that situation, you see her go back to like maybe the cadet, I learned this, I know this, oh yeah, like, and when the reality catch her up, like murder, right? Maybe she never has a conversation because she doesn't want to, and she goes back to closing herself up, but then show it to me.
Right. Just one scene. That's all we need.
Yeah, I think I was mad that they killed the Gorn because I thought the Gorn was super cool,
Right.
But right. I think that the murder could have served such a character exploration for Ortegas even more that I was like, yeah, no. But yeah, same with, the issues with Una and Pike and all this. I feel like there is a lot to that character.
Oh my gosh, yes. So much. This is, okay, I'll go back on my, look, am I happy to have more Trek? Always. Am I happy about the 8 to 10 episode thing? I am not, because I love the character development, and I love exploring them, even back in the 90s Trek with the 24, 26 episodes where you had those off episodes that were just craziness, but you saw them interacting. Fairhaven. Come on, Fairhaven. Let's have it. Let's have it, because I want to see Seven in some Irish pub playing some game with these guys. I want to see that. I want to see Janeway letting her hair down, literally. So I mean, I miss that, and I think this is one of those prime examples where we could have used more character time.
But question for you: I'm the interviewer now, coming for your job. I do the interview. Lower Decks has 10 episodes, and they have incredible character exploration.
Incredible.
In 20 minutes episode.
Right.
So they have 200 minutes when Strange New World has like 555 minutes.
Right.
And I know it's not the same thing because it's animation, so it's easier to do a lot of things that, are crazy. But I feel that Lower Decks is solely character exploration at this point.
It really is. You're right. And I don't disagree with that at all. It can be done. And you're right. Animation is a different, aspect of creating shows. But yeah, I think there are choices sometimes that are made in the writing, and that it's sometimes, well, maybe quite often, that the character development gets pushed to the side in favor of
the action. Spock.
The action. Yes, more Spock.
Who Spock is sleeping with? Tell me more. Tell me. Is he sleeping with Lan now? Oh, he's not sleeping with Triple anymore. Oh my God, that guy has gone through the ship, and I know all about it. Well, how Ortegas is feeling? We'll see. Maybe next season.
Maybe. We better, right? We better. So that leads me to this question. Do you feel that Ortegas is the emotional anchor of the bridge crew?
Oh, interesting. I don't know so. What do you mean by emotional anchor?
Well, so they always can depend on her to be a certain way, to do her job a certain way, to be snarky, have the humor, the side comments. There's something grounding in that for a bridge crew of, you look at, like you said, with Pike, he struggles with knowing the future and being the decision maker and the responsibility of the captaincy. And, Una has struggled with her place in Starfleet and having to lie to, the people that she commands. I mean, they all have some pretty big emotional pieces that we see. And Ortegas, they exist, but they're in tidbits. And there's a little bit more consistency with her, I think.
But I think that, I think maybe you're right. But also that explains why she does fucked up stuff, because that's not fair to her.
Right.
Like the emotional anchor of the anchor of the bridge should be the captain and the XO. I mean, the XO usually the number one is the one who's the emotional glue to everybody, like Riker, Saru in Discovery.
Oh my gosh!
And I feel Una does fill that spot. Like she knows everything about the end scenes, like doing the scorch and all the, you know what I mean? Like they're like doing all like these things, and she's here for Ortegas when she's having a problem. She is also fair and she knows everybody. So I do feel that Una for me would be more the emotional anchor of the bridge, which would be more in the tradition of Trek.
Right.
But I do think that everybody expects Ortegas to be that one faceted person who always does that, and it's kind of reassuring. But also, nobody's like that. Like, don't expect your friend to always be the clown. That's not nice. Like, sometimes you're sad, sometimes you're going through things, and sometimes, So I think also, honestly, I'm wondering at this one, who truly knows her on the ship?
Right.
I think Una for sure.
I do
but
too.
Then the rest, I don't know that they see past the, the funny, like, badass, pilot and, Ortegas is always good. Ortegas is always, nothing can phase Ortegas,
Right.
So Una knows that things phase Ortegas. Una knows that there are things that she's going through, and that she knows exactly when she's fucking up and she knows exactly when she needs to take off or off bridge.
Yes. Do you think Una is more parental? Yeah.
I mean, I read it this way, and also I read her this way because of everything she went through. She wants to make sure that everybody has their place, everybody is understood, everybody is known, everybody, when, again, Q&A, when Spock arrives, she's the one that welcomes every single ensign on the bridge, you know what I mean? Gets them around the ship. So I feel Una has is the yeah, I don't want to say the mom, but because
she's
so many women do that without being a mother. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I call it badass woman who takes care of everybody.
Yes.
I actually
that is the definition.
A little purse with this written to Emmy Imhoff. Badass woman who takes care of everybody.
Absolutely. Perfect. Yeah. Perfect gift for Amy. I love it. I agree with you. I do think that I think between the two of them, Una and Ortegas, there's the foundation of that crew really kind of sits in that lane.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Trek needs more characters like Ortegas?
Yeah. I think that instead of I'm gonna hot take. I have a lot of hot takes on Stranger World. Hold your mic. Instead of suddenly making Mbenga as the warrior and the butcher of whatever
it was,
that place. I think they should have explored Ortegas because she was right here, and we already knew she had issues.
Mm-hmm.
There was something in her past that made her, having problems in the present. And I feel like she was just here. And you could have had that whole PTSD, trauma, war trauma with Ortegas, because that was already something that had been introduced about her since the beginning. And there is some trauma with Ortegas. We know it. We see it. And we know it even more because of Beto and how it's positioned towards Starfleet. We know that she suffered and she went through things, and even her family is on the fence with her still being on Starfleet. So I feel that this character had so much more past to explore. And I totally forgot what was your question. Sorry, it's 7:30 p.m.
Right, you're fine. I was just wondering, do we need more characters like Ortegas, right?
But we already have her. Explore her.
Right. No, I agree. But I think there has been this tradition in Trek that we have these confident and skilled and deeply human characters, but they always come with a very obvious, tragic backstory.
All of them. Una has a tragic backstory. Uhura has a tragic backstory. Mbenga has a tragic backstory. Spock has a tragic backstory. Pike has a tragic coming up story.
Right. Right.
Chappelle has a tragic coming up story.
Right.
All of them. I always joke that you need at least dead parents to be in Starfleet. For real.
You want to be on one of the main ships? Yeah, you better have some.
But also, this is the kind of people that look to be part of a crew, because there's a supplementation of the family you've lost or the family is broken and so on. But it was always funny to me when they introduced the backstory of Uhura, and the first thing they said was her parents are dead, and I'm like,
in a shuttle accident.
Okay, Batman.
Shuttle accident, and that's just how everybody goes in Starfleet. I mean,
shuttle accident. There's no more plagues.
It's all
unless the quickening, that's all there is.
Right.
But I think that you can explore. I think for sure, trauma. Let's be honest, trauma is interesting as when you write a character, right?
Right.
It's great. The guy who has everything great and everything is fine in their life,
what do you do with that? I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
But I think that the problem is just like when it's like, vague trauma, like, oh, she did the war, so she's traumatized. I'm like,
right.
But I like the fact that Star Trek is finally addressing like what happens on the ship and how it traumatized the people who are on it.
Yes, and that is Ortegas, isn't it? Like her trauma. Yes, is there a complicated family story there? Of course, they're always family is family, right? That this is gets complicated, but a lot of where she is flawed comes from her time as a member of Starfleet. Yeah. And I don't know that we've always gotten that. Now, we could say that about Cisco, right? With obviously,
we can say that about the Maquis. We can say that about
yes, but we've not had someone, a female character who is the helmsman of the flagship of the fleet, who is openly carrying kind of those scars from things that happened in Starfleet.
Detmer.
Yes.
When she lashes out to Saru at the captain's table. But like also that's their fault. Like the woman has been exhibiting like signs of like PTSD for like 4 episodes. Like do something. Right. Where is Deanna Troi? Like we stop having
that's a whole other topic.
A therapist on board.
Where are the counselors?
But I feel like it is interesting to see those, what the pilots go through, because it's a lot. I mean, it is a lot. Imagine you're flying like the whole ship again. Like everything is on the tip of your fingers. I mean, sure, there are other people that can help and other people that can like fly and other people that can assist you. But the moment where you're like the one at the helm, this is your responsibility. And I always think of Star Trek 09 when Sulu fucks up the warp for the Enterprise, and that's what saves the ship.
Yes,
that's why they're all still alive, because they arrive 2 seconds later than everybody else, and they arrive and it's a graveyard. And I think it's so interesting that even in these errors, Sulu saves the whole ship.
It's perfect Trek right there. That's just perfect Trek. You know what? It made me think though, because a lot of the times that Ortegas saves the ship, saves the crew through her role as a helmsman, it's because of things she developed or learned during the war. Absolutely. Like she's like, oh, I use this maneuver to so he's like, well, whatever you did, let's do it now, let make it happen. So I think that's an interesting
and I think like she would have been the perfect, like we see her a little bit with the Klingon, like on the Cloak of War.
Yes.
Cloak of War, yeah. But I felt like, oh, screw Chapel. I want to know Ortegas.
Yeah.
I want to know what's going on right here.
Right.
I mean, no, I liked seeing Chappelle a lot. Again, I grew up with field doctors, so that we're into like war-torn countries to do all this. So it was interesting. It was a bad portrayal of it all, let me tell you.
Right.
But I was interesting to see like that side of like medicine shown to the screen. But there's no superhuman serum for the field doctors when they're like,
unfortunately,
they can't just, like, inject and kick butt. But
we wish they could. I think yes, we think
wish they could. But I think that there is a place to explore women in the military, and I would say again with like also right now the place of women in the U.S. military is being discussed. So I think that Ortegas is a fascinating character for this. I'm really interested to know what they're going to do with her in season 4.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Right? Like that's a big question. And I think, I think we owe a lot. We owe everything that Ortegas is to us on screens because of Melissa Navia. I mean, her portrayal has been very fresh. There's a nuance to what she's doing. And I think, as we have talked about tonight, the way she compares to past pilots like Sulu or Paris, she just sets herself apart. And that's a big kudos to Melissa Navia and her performance and what she made of this character,
Yeah, I think also it's because she doesn't play pretend. She was like,
Right.
which button actually goes warp? And they were like, none. And they were like, no, but which one?
I'm not just going boop, boop, boop. I want to know. Yeah, I love that. And there's a method to that makes it feel real, right? We connect more.
Yeah. And I think Melissa is also, I mean, again, we're all complex humans, all of us. But I think she's very open about, you know, everything she's gone through and, you know, how life happening and everything like going on like really molds also her as a person and also help her like shape the characters that she embodies. So I think that, you know, she really took it seriously to, oh, she's a war pilot. What does that mean, you know? And I think everybody in Star Trek goes like at length to be their characters, but also they're not handed characters like Ortegas all the time.
Right.
Which basically had a lot, but not a lot. You know what I mean? It's like it's intense, but it's like 3 words, and you're like, what do you do with this?
We want more, right? Like it keeps us coming back. And I agree with everything you just said. She's just I think as a human being, she's a great person, and she has been very open of what she's been dealing with, and open about talking about grief, which I think is so important in this world. We don't talk about that enough, and I give her all the praise for how she has shared that and her journey through that. But she has made a special character for us in Ortegas, and I am grateful for that. And it leads me to, like you said, like, what do you think is going to happen for her in season 4 and whatever we get in season 5?
Well, season 5 is going to be very short.
Right. So, that's like, what, 6 episodes? 5 episodes?
And so I know they shot everything like so fast in December. They had finished everything just like, I think a few days after Christmas or something like this.
Yes.
So I have no idea what is going on. I don't think any of us really know what's going on in Star Trek in general.
I agree wholeheartedly. And we want to know. Where's Kurtzman?
But I think that especially because her episode was 309, you know?
Yeah.
And let's be honest, it was kind of like the last kind of intense episode. Like 310 was... I don't even remember what 310 was about. What was 310 about?
That was with Marie and the...
Yeah, which is a dead end. This is not going anywhere. This is the end of a story, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Oh, yeah. The black guy is the villain. Great. Yeah, that's why I forgot about that episode. Yeah.
There's a reason. I know.
Yeah. Your darkness cannot triumph of my love. I was like, oh, this is great. Fantastic. So 309, the real finale of the third season of Strange New World.
I was honestly surprised that it wasn't. Like, it should have been. Like, that
should have been the finale, yes.
Right. Like, they could have flipped. They should have flipped those episodes.
I agree. I mean, I am here for Melanie Scofano. I think she did a great job. She's an amazing actress. I really like Battelle. I really love Battelle. But then, you know, why keep a woman captain when you can make her into a quantum guardian in a tomb? I'm sorry to everybody who loved that episode. I was just confused by it.
You're not feeling it. I get it.
I'm just confused by it. But like 309, I felt like was so going somewhere, and as the end of the season, like the whole like whoa, you know, was such a great end of the season. I'd be like, oh my god, I want to know what happened next. Yes. Also, I don't like, you know, eye gore, so 310 was definitely not for me.
Yeah.
But I feel that Ortegas is a great ambassador for Strange New World. Like, all the fan loves her so much and want to know more about her because she has such a complexity of Star Trek character. She has like that Bellana Torres kind of like fuck you, you know?
Yes.
But she also has like the sass of Paris, and she has also like the brilliance of Detmer. She has like so many different like facets of
Yes.
things we loved in different like characters.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, for season 4, it's more like I don't know because I'm sorry, I'm gonna say that. I'm so sorry, but we know she's not a legacy character.
Right.
We're coming to the end of like reaching to
Okay.
one after less.
But could she be promoted? Could she
to a better ship than Enterprise?
Well,
which one?
Or maybe, but like even like back to TNG when Riker was getting offers for promotion, it wasn't to take over.
Captain?
Right.
Well, okay, I thought this, but then the whole thing in season 3 of her like having issues with Una, doing like crazy shit,
Right.
you know. Then
but
the
a
whole
lesson learned,
thing.
Right? With Una, that was a big lesson.
Also, with what her brother did, I don't think they're giving her a ship anytime soon.
True. That is probably very true. Yes.
I mean, I didn't feel it was the feel of the season, you know? I didn't feel it was like, oh, she's becoming great like Riker, we're going to give her a ship. Like,
right. No, I agree.
I think Una is not in TOS because she got a ship.
Yes, I would agree. I hope that's the case, but yes.
I'm pretty certain.
But
Ortegas, she's a lieutenant, right?
Yes. But she could get promoted to another ship. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Still, I hope it's this.
I do too.
I'm half convinced they're gonna kill her, but
I know, but I don't want. I can't think about it. Right? I can't.
Listen, I'm trying to brace myself for things that I don't want to happen. When they happen, I'll be like, "See, I knew. I knew. I'm myself prepared psychologically. Now I hurt, but I hurt. No, I don't hurt less, but I can be. I told you so."
All right, I'll call you and I'll say.
No, I do hope. I do hope they don't kill her. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she can become a quantum guardian also. No, I don't. I'd rather have her like go in a blaze of glory.
I know. I think that's more her style.
Like, I just hope they don't kill her like Ro because I'll be mad.
Oh, right. Ro's not.
I'm dead. Sorry. I'm dragging this podcast down. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know, but I am kind of like not. Yeah, I'm kind of afraid of what they're gonna do with the non-legacy.
I agree.
Because they solved the discovery question of like, why do we never hear about them in like TOS? By like, yeah, they're like, locked in like secret files and so on, which makes sense. But I don't think Lan or Ortegas are. So yeah. I don't know. What is better than being the helmsman of the Enterprise?
Right.
For somebody who define themselves like, I fly the ship.
Right. Right. Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. No. I'm so sorry. People don't cancel me. I am so sorry. Don't DM me either. It's not my fault.
We're all fighting this dilemma. Like we know the reality of who's coming off that ship and moving forward. We know
sent to the future.
Oh.
Joins the academy.
Okay, I could see now. This is what I can get.
And then she gets like sealed away in a file because like that's like temporal like shenanigans.
Yeah, Janeway wouldn't have any of that. So
and
yes,
then we give another job to Miss Anavia in the academy.
Great.
Call me Star Trek.
Put you in the writers' room immediately.
Yeah. No, but I do think that they need to push. Seriously answering your question now. Sorry.
You're fine. Go.
They need to push her character out of all of this because now we've done this, right? She flies the ship. She's a war hero. She has issues, but she solved her issue with the Gorn. She learned something. We need now her character to grow past this.
Yes.
And we need a character to explore more things and explore maybe more relationship on the bridge. Like we saw her with her brother, what happened next for her? I think that Sigourney's death really must have triggered something in the character. Or she's going to step back from everybody, which is going to create conflict, or she's going to step in. But I think now, after everything that happened, she's at that crossroad, and it's gonna be one or the other. Especially there's the whole thing with her brother, like this thing Starfleet for a whole documentary.
Right.
you know? And now the captain is depressed. And he's just like, Ortegas, just get me anywhere. And she's like, yes!
Right.
So like, I feel like the dynamic at the end of season 3 totally changed on the bridge.
Absolutely.
So I do hope that it's going to be for her the opportunity to blossom into a new leader. Because I think what Ortegas is missing is leadership.
Yes.
She has everything to be a great leader, but she's not a leader. She's not stepping in that role. And I mean, that can be another backstory that would be very interesting. You know, she has the responsibility of flying the ship, but she doesn't have the responsibility of the people. And I would like to see her like lead an away mission.
Yes. I think Ortegas would like that.
Yeah.
At some level. Absolutely. Yeah.
And I want to see her like be a leader, you know, like again, be in the academy and shape those cadets into form, like into shape. I want to see that, you know? Like the Booth B maneuver taught by Erica Ortegas at the academy. Let's go.
Right. How fun would that be? Yeah.
Yeah. And I do think that they need to open our character to something else than also pain.
Yes.
I want to see her happy.
Yep. We need it. We need that out of Ortegas. We really do. Do you think if she was ever given the captain chair for 24 hours, her like first entry log would be complete chaos?
Oh my god. I don't know. It would be one or the other. Or she would be the most boring captain because she wouldn't want to like, you know, anything to happen to the ship when she is responsible of it.
Right.
But also, I totally see her like, you know, we used to see like Scotty in the captain chair. Like I want to see Erica at the con. Have we seen Erica at the con? I don't think we have.
Oh, right. No, I don't think so.
Well, she's a lieutenant, right? But Spock also.
Right.
Why do you put the science officer
on
the con and not the helmsman? Question mark.
Right.
I think it's because they do have a trust issue with Erica. I do think it is.
I think you're right.
Like, she's gonna do so. She's just gonna, you know, what are the odds? Don't tell me the odds. You know, like
yes, there is a maverick side to her. There is in that she leads.
She
with
has
that.
a Kirk side. Let's be honest.
Does.
That's what Kirk does all the time.
She could be a leader. She could be captain if she can figure it out.
Yeah, but I think she's charismatic, but she doesn't know it.
Yes.
Kirk is charismatic and knows it.
Yeah, true. There's that. She has bravado, but not to the Kirk level. Right?
Well, you know, we cannot give a woman too much bravado. Come on. Jodi, you know, it's not something.
Why would we do that?
This is weird. What are you saying? But I do think she has a Kirk-ish character, and I think maybe they're struggling to make it into that Latina woman without making her also cliche, because I think this is something they have avoided very well, you know, and make her tempered and make her layered and make her like complex. But I want to see a little bit more of the soft Kirk kind of side that she has not. So you know what I mean? We see it. We see it with Beto. We see it with Uhura. You know. But she just needs more screen time.
Yes, that's all we want. Season 4, whatever we get is season 5. Ortegas. It's still that. You've given us more. We want more.
She is. Like with Uhura and Una, my favorite characters.
Same.
I've been kind of disappointed with like how the character arcs of the other would go, like because they do not trigger my curiosity.
Yeah,
as much as Erica triggers my curiosity. I'm like, I would just sit and listen to a full thing with Erica. Like, I would, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what season 4 is going. Nothing in season 3 is telling us what season 4 is going to be about.
No, I think it's going to be a big surprise for all of us.
Don't you miss those like cliffhangers that we had to wait a full
3-4 months. Yeah.
Summer.
Yes.
Oh my God, is Captain Picard dead? Is he a Borg now?
Right. Nobody knows that pain like people that had to literally wait that entire summer and speculate.
Now they do that and just cancel the series, and you never know what happens next.
You never know, right? Yeah. I'd rather have the cliffhanger. But yes, I agree. We don't know. There's a big question mark with where our Strange New Worlds crew is headed in season 4.
Mm-hmm. I want to see her and Kirk more also together. I wonder what influence she has on young Kirk.
Oh, that could be fun.
He's older than her. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know. See, we got some. Gotta do some investigating.
Were they in the academy together? I want to know.
Right?
Well, we've established that Kirk and Tilly were in the academy together.
Right? Come on.
So Erica should have been the same-ish.
I would think. We're gonna have to do
some people
timelining.
know canon and dates more than us. Just put a comment down the video and tell us.
Tell us. Let us know. Because I want to know if Erica was a part of that whole Kobayashi Maru scenario. That would have been fun.
That would be great character development. Let's go. She doesn't believe in Kobayashi Maru because of Kirk.
Right.
And that's why she's like, no, don't tell me the odds. I'll get the ship out of this.
I'll get it.
That guy solved the Kobayashi Maru. We'll be gonna be fine. A whole generation of cadet was just like, yeah.
Yeah. We don't have to do that. It's all right. Oh, I love it. Well, I have enjoyed this conversation thoroughly. I love Ortegas. I just think so highly of Melissa Navia, but I appreciate, as always, your perspective on these characters, because there's just a lot there and a lot of questions that need to be answered. But before we go, I want to know what's next. What's going on with Giraffe in the world?
That's a good question. Well, we're reviewing what's going on with the world. I'm not going to pronounce myself on this, but with me. So I'm going to review Starfleet Academy with Strange New Pod every Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern or 6:30 p.m. Pacific. Live on YouTube. Come say hi. We're reviewing the premiere on Thursday. I'll be hosting those episodes, so it's going to be fun. Convention-wise, well, it's the 6th year for Star Trek.
Right.
So I'm already sawing. A lot. Yeah. I'll be at WonderCon in March, San Diego Comic-Con in July for sure, and in Vegas this summer in August. If you want to come say hi and tell me that I have bad take about 310, please tell me.
I will look forward to seeing you in Vegas because I'll be there.
I love every single character on Strange New World. I always say that they are so fun. Yes.
It's a fun cast. It's a fun group of characters.
Good-looking cast.
It is. It really is.
Yep. A fun crew for sure.
Well, people can find Giraffe across the social media networks, and
I'm Spotted Giraffe or lyrical Giraffe, lyrical_Giraffe, Giraffe with one F because it's French. But I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram, and I'm mostly on Blue Sky.
Yes.
Blue Sky, Instagram, and TikTok. Yes.
Excellent. Well, go find her. Go give her a follow because it's a lot of fun. A lot of good stuff. So a huge thanks to my guest, Giraffe, for bringing insight, energy, and full fandom brilliance to this conversation. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you're subscribed, leave us a rating or review, and share it with the Star Trek fans in your orbit. It really does help more crew members find the show. You can explore all of our episodes, playlists, interviews, and bonus content anytime at clonestarpodcast.com. And if you want to take the next step in supporting the show, you can join our Patreon community for early access, behind-the-scenes extras, and exclusive member perks. Clone Star isn't slowing down. More interviews, more analysis, and more love of Star Trek is already on the horizon. And if you're enjoying these character spotlights, don't go far. We've got even more brilliant discussions coming your way across the Trek universe. So until next time, I'm Jodi Pickens, and from all of us at the Clone Star Podcast, stay curious and boldly go.